Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So let us continue from where we left off just a few days ago. So February 25th, 9:47 a.m. This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Alana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Yes, exactly. A certain, individual's been kidnapping people right in front of me and behind my back. Edgeworth. Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the ID number is, that is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. And he's probably kidnapped everybody. The defendant, the defendant's sister. He's probably kidnapped the judge. We'll walk in there and there's no judge. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, Wright, and Chief Prosecutor Skye will be found guilty. But she didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid, today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, Wright. This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. Well, I mean, she's not here, the sister's not here, he's not here. We're kind of missing all of the key players. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant. And he's just manifested. He's just appeared himself. Morning, folks. How everyone is doing? How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy. Been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my own work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind my asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intended to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Basically, she's found out her sister's being held hostage and will be killed if she doesn't, confess now and get the judge to do a verdict. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confessed all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana. You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. Alana. Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant clearly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
There we go. One moment, Your Honor. Edgeworth, you saved the day. Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come on now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh? To whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. It's when the prosecution's talking, not the defendant, or the defense. So, the exposure of the truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, Chief Gant. Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. Okay. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Does that mean we're not here anymore? Is there a defense anymore? Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. This is all Edgeworth now. My name is Emma Skye. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Drake of the Joe Drake killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Edgeworth is 100% on our side. 100% believes everything that we already think we know. And he's probably reached the exact same thing. Or he's somewhat close, and he wants to see where this is going to go. Well, okay then. You sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. Is Phoenix even part of this anymore? Is he just standing here? The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. Like, he's not representing anybody anymore. He's just here. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Like, can Phoenix even cross-examine anymore? He's not representing anybody. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. No, he didn't. It was in the back. The good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with the Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defense may begin cross-examination. Your Honor, I'm technically not the defense anymore, as I've been let go, but I'll gladly oblige. Okay, so before I go forward with that, I want to see if we have the SL9 case files and what they say about how he was killed. Do we actually get to see? No. We know the case is closed, the perpetrator is Joe Drake, serial murderer, sentenced to death. We have all the people, but we can't, like, dig deeper into this one. That's a problem. Ah, here it is, here it is, here it is. This is what I wanted. Stabbed in the back, died from a punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. Okay, perfect. So I know exactly what I'm going to use. We'll press on this. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yes. She was second in command under Deputy Chief Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. Deputy Gant and Miss Skye used to be quite the pair. I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit in my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day, too. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work. Oh Jesus, extremely similar to a certain Maya and Mia with a promised dinner, and then she gets murdered. But in this case, neither of them got murdered, so it's, you know, alternate universe. Man came running in and took me hostage. Oops. A man. Yes, Joe Drake. He was a serial killer. Joe Drake was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Drake proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. He then ran into Skye and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened the door to have a look, and that's when I saw him. Neil Marshall rescued me. What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were two people present during Drake's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight to the questioning room after the ceremony. I assumed that would also be why he was the first to run after Drake. When Drake grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. I don't know if pressing on this one even matters. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Drake, and then the lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. Hear more, of course. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes. That's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw. Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture. Yes, I think she mentioned that before. We have the picture. It's in our pocket. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Ask about the picture. This picture the witness drew, I believe it has very important meaning. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Good going. You do need to point that out. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right? Right? Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I've never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken. But I did draw it, I swear. I'm not just imagining it. This picture Emma drew. That reminds me. I guess I should check the evidence again. We have it. Well, anyway, let's continue. This scene that's imprinted an image in your mind. Can you please describe it to us? The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. That must have been a real shock. Even now when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly. Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Drake was holding you hostage. When the lightning struck, the lights went out. Mr. Marshall jumped on Drake and was thrown aside, and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them. Emma doesn't have any reason to lie, but Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can. Okay, so... Oops, I went all the way. We need to go to the end one. Okay, so this one I want to say... Actually... we have something different up in here. So... Cause of death, single stab wound piercing the heart and lung. From the back, correct? Why does this say that in here? It says that here, stabbed in the back, died from punctured heart and lung. Why doesn't it say it in the file? Either way, present this. I don't see it. Oh well, whatever. Fortunately, I'll have to penalize you. Okay, fine. Although it's a clear contradiction, based on what she just said. Either way, we'll present the picture then. We have that. Not this one. Here, I think, is the right one. Yar. Okay, so present this one. Just cuz. Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet, you would insist on denying its existence. Hey, I'm not the bad guy. You're right, he's not. He's helping us. He's helped us a lot. He's playing along with this entire thing to get to the bottom of this. It's because of him we're even having a trial right now, so... All I'm saying is that the prosecutor for that case... As the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold. This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident? Exactly. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over? Why would I ever do that? Turn it... What's this? Yes. What is that? Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew. Indeed. two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. They're physically torn? What? You would easily be able to notice that. Do you see, Mr. Edgeworth? It's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? You probably already suspected that, though. Order. But Miss Skye, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor? Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let me see. Is something wrong? No, I don't have the list anymore. It's been burnt. No, he'll cough it up. Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. I never bothered to turn it around and look. So, there's that. It's that thing. Eh? Please tell me this is a joke. That thing? Yes. Yeah, you know. The mascot dude. Why? That thing was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Evidence list restored and updated in the court record. Very well, witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong, Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Yes, exactly, the mascot thing. This is a picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. I think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Drake about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Not necessarily. Because what if, when Marshall jumped on Drake, he knocked him out, and then a certain, I don't know, chief of police or whatever the hell he is, decided to show up and thought he was killing Joe Drake, but instead he ended up killing Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. This is a picture I drew 2 years ago. Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness? But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black? The flash of lightning was so bright all I could see were shadows. So at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You're knocked to the floor? Drake had a tight grip on me, but then when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? After that, I must have fainted. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No. I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives. Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. I'd better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet... There's clearly a contradiction here. The picture I drew 2 years ago? Uh-oh. What the hell am I supposed to contradict? I don't know. I want to present this? Yes. What about this? What can I do? I don't entirely know. Actually, I want to check this. Okay, interesting. Who drew this one? This looks almost like in the same style of this. Drawn at the same time. Exactly what I saw in that instant. I don't know what else I could actually use for that. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I could actually use here. Like, nothing... The stab in the back thing should have worked last time. Do I want to present this one? This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Oh, damn. Yeah, what about the rest of the picture? Was that you? I don't know. I don't know how to ask that. And I don't know what he's saying when I think I see a contradiction. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I can use, so let's try this and see what happens. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright? Perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report? This part. Oh no. How do I point out he wasn't stabbed in the damn chest? Take that! No, I think it is this part. Oh, damn it. That's right. How could you? The act of making an innocent girl cry should warrant the death penalty. I guess he means I shouldn't shift the blame to others. Yes, well, so long as the defense has learned his lesson. Okay, it's the knife part then. Let's click on the knife part. Click on the stabby. Look at the knife in this man's holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. That was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Drake was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right. But what does this mean? It means objection. The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is that the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at that time. But she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There's another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Well, I mean, the cat of that is already out of the bag from before, so order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupt? I mean, Lana stood before the court and said so. Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Drake along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Drake fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Drake. It is my belief that somewhere in this story there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife beside Joe Drake's? Could there have been one? There is another one, actually. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, It can't be explained away by a simple observation error. Is that right? In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume, then, that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Well, I can't click on this one because it's missing the thing. I have to click on... Well, it would be funny if it was a screwdriver. But I have to click on... Oh, shit. I have to click on this. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Exactly. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding. That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Drake's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw, in all likelihood, from this award. Was in all likelihood. Was. I don't know if I read that right. Order, order, order. More orders. In the court. Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Drake, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because the King of Prosecutors awarded knife was... If the King of Prosecutor award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. Exactly. What do you mean? Because Neil Marshall had that particular knife in his hand, not Joe Drake. So Neil Marshall is the one standing over Joe Drake in that scene, right? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Oh? Exactly. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Hold it by who? Wait, I remember now. I remember everything. The witness? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? Is this the one with the picture scribbled on the back? Yes, this other picture. I knew it. You drew this. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. Yes, but why? What was it? At this time, I've been trying so hard to forget. All this time, I've been trying so hard to forget. To forget what? This menace? And what are these? I must have locked this part away deep inside. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Skye? Yes, Your Honor. First a knife mix-up and now the blue badger? This should be interesting. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. Huh? This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examine. Hold it. Stop, please. Don't pursue this any further. Where did you jump out from? Huh? What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky? We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence. The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems we're finally getting to the core of this matter. Okay, let's do this. I don't know how the Blue Badger made an appearance, but... when I saw that man raise his knife... Hold up. I want to see that drawing again, to see if I could even make out what it's supposed to be. Is it actually supposed to be a Blue Badger? Like, she drew this one this ways. Did she draw the other one this ways, or was it meant to be looked from a different angle? Like, I don't even know. Is this side the top? Is this side the bottom? I don't know. Is this side the bottom? Is this side the top? Is it all supposed to be turned around as like one image? So like this is facing down towards these two and this is facing up towards the sky? If that's the case, I wouldn't even know what it is. Like, what could it possibly be? Somebody decked out in the full plate of armor right here. That's the Blue Badger, I don't think so. Obviously, this thing has to do with something. Huh. I mean, maybe the shadow of this thing might look like the Blue Badger? Kind of. Little protuberances here, here, and here. I don't know, Blue Badger looking kind of thing? Eh, not really. Don't know. Let's press on everything. When you say that man, I assume you're referring to Joe Drake. Yes, at least I think it was him. You think? All I could really see were shadows. The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is all documented in the prosecutor's office report. So then you... I panicked and rushed towards the both of them. Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? You could have just stayed put, or run away. He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. You don't know that. You could barely even make out who was there. Did you even know Mr. Marshall was there? Like, I don't entirely understand the events here, because it almost sounded like she didn't know that Marshall was the one who was there that rescued her until later. Because the power went out before she could tell who it was. But then it almost seems like she knew that it was Marshall that was there. She seems convinced that Drake was the one holding the knife. But we've just theorized... Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. When the Drake guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've got to help that other person. Yeah, you didn't even know who that other person was. Exactly. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. What do you mean, you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur. Miss Sky was almost killed before she was a witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening, a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural. I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then what happened next? There was another flash of lightning. That's when I saw the Blue Badger. Are you sure about this? Of course. See, I even drew the picture of him here. But it was Chief of Detectives who brought up this hideous beast. That was just this year. The Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I've seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remember. No, brother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? He wasn't dancing. He was in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. His shadow? You mean you didn't actually see his face with his winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. I don't... This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation. If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it that Emma saw, the lightning flash? Who was the Blue Badger really? We're gonna go along with I just might know, and hope we could pull this one. The Blue Badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture, yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the Blue Badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright? In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious Blue Badger. Oh, geez. Well... The only thing I could point to is this damn vase. To be fair, I think this is it. But... I don't know if this'll work. Because this is the only thing that has, like, the 3 horns that she might have mistaken for, and if it was held at a weird orientation, it could cast a shadow like that. The rounded this bit, the horns... here? This mysterious Blue Badger was in fact this. But that's... what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar? Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the Blue Badger. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? And we've got to show them the correct angle. Jeez. Well, I mean, first of all, it kind of go like this. Kind of go like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Kind of go like, oh shit. Please help. Kind of have to go like this. Well, I mean, I could flip around, actually. That might make more sense to its orientation or whatever. Oh, God, no. Okay. Let's pause it here. Pause, please. And I kind of need you to kind of go... Oh, that doesn't work. That don't work good. Yeah, like this, but invert this somehow. Please. Let me see if the keyboard buttons work better. Yeah, there we go. That's so much more smooth. Oh no, that's good enough, isn't it? Please? For my sanity? Oh jeez, I've messed it up. Hold on. Which one's the right button? This one, this one, this one. Yeah, it's good enough. I don't know. Oh shit. I might just messed it up too. Oh, maybe I did it better. Oh no, present. This isn't right. I've got to make it look more like the badger. Allow me to remind the defense, the case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept this claim. Oh my god, please. Oh. Okay. The rounded face. The other part. Bro, I don't know what you want from me. Hmm? No, that doesn't look good. That don't look right. I kind of need these to be kind of like there, but I kind of need that whole thing to be like inverted or something. Almost like this. And then I kind of need it to go like this. Almost, but then these aren't in the right place. Maybe... I want to overlay the two, but I can't. At least I'm not being penalized for this. Because this is absolutely disastrous. I don't know, something like this. This is blue badgery. Take that. Oh, oh, we're gonna pause, and I'm gonna... Oh, please help me. Okay, please, please, give me a break. Why do you reorient it this way? Okay, we're gonna pause. I'm gonna try to figure this one out, and hopefully we can do this. I don't know. We back. We got it. Okay, we back. We got it. Oh my god. That was insane. How many times I tried that. Okay. Now it is aligned. It does look like the right shape, yes. I wish there was better fine-tuned controls for that one, like, one button to rotate around one axis, one button to rotate around a different axis, and one button to rotate around the final axis, and a button to reset everything in case I mess up, because as soon as I get it out of alignment or something, or as soon as I get it in a weird position, it takes forever to try to nudge it back right. I don't even know what it's rotating about. I don't even know where its center is. Either way, well, this is a miracle or what? Is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger. No, it can't be. Well, I'm sorry, Edgeworth. Hoarder. The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So, the blue badger thing actually was just a jar. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed? Very well then. Please, tell us. What difference now that we know the witness saw this jar? The location, the murder weapon, the murderer. All three. The murder weapon. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes. Well, knowing this, where would she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in the picture on the day of the crime. It's on the shelf in the office of Damon Gant. But the body was found laying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Yes. And it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired, you see. The struggle between Drake and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late now. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. The man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on. What would he have hit? A suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes. There's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator would have no idea, but nonetheless, or nevertheless, I don't know if I can go through with this. You have to, you might as well. I'm so sorry to Emma. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall, you mean Mr. Marshall died? Because of me? Oh, well, that's going to be devastating. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was a witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. Oh, you're back. What? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, Joe Drake murdered a Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have to prove. You're going to have proof. Tell me. Do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes. It certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touche, Miss Sky. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left for you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? I gotta think back to the court record. The real murderer's name the victim may have left behind is in the evidence. Message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Skye. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. Well, there's only one thing it could be. Is this. Well, I mean, there's this, but that's her own handprint. We'll be using that later. Yeah, the blood traces. Whose blood is this? Because it has to be him, right? It has to be him. This is the message left by the deceased. Is that Blue Badger from before, right? He's going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. Looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there's a line here drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used a few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away, but blood must have seeped into the jar when the lines changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. No. Well, it's too late now. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. Where's our luminol spray? Got to connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written, given the circumstances. His murderer's name. Oh. It's just like... Can I go like that? And then like that? And then... I don't know, can I do this one? Okay, fine, we'll go here. And whoop, whoop. Whoop. Boop, and boop. And boop. And boop. And boop. And boop. Do I have to connect the middle? Well, I mean, I guess. Oh, do I actually have to connect this one too? Oh, we'll just present this one. I don't know. It's good enough. It's the defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocent. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Of all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. See, Worthy? Can't say I didn't warn you. Chief Gant. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Drake was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. But Joe Drake really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know? We aren't defenders of justice. What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter, even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death? How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order, order, order. Well, we gotta postpone the trial because, gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. Well, now we have to prove who forged the evidence, and whose fault it was that the prosecution was given falsified evidence and missing pieces of evidence. And then we have to prove who killed Goodman to cover all of this up. To be continued. So I guess in the next episode will be the final part of this trial, I guess? Yes, we will save. Where everything will come together. Though I'm surprised we didn't need to use Emma's handprint yet to do anything with. So there is that. But yeah, it's all coming together, I guess. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to tie this to Gant, and if he's going to take any blame for any of this, because he keeps shifting the blame to Edgeworth. It's like it's Edgeworth's fault, it's the prosecutor's fault. It doesn't matter if you were given false evidence by me, it doesn't matter if there was false evidence or fake evidence or whatever. You used it. You should have somehow dreamed up that it could have been false. And it's your fault, so there you go. So I don't know, this is a huge mess. I don't know, the entire court system and everybody will be fired after this, hopefully. Or arrested, or something. But either way, leave a like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment if you like, and I'll see everybody in the next video.